Welcome to this Listing Lighthouse tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to add a new listing manually to your Listing Lighthouse website. The first thing you will want to do is have your listing information ready to be uploaded. For example, in this case, I'm going to be uploading a sample house in Toronto. What I have done is I have prepared in a folder on my computer a listing description text file and all the photos that I will be using in order. You don't need to do this exactly this way. That's just the way I like to do it in order to keep things organized. Once you have your listing information ready, log into your administration dashboard and hover over Listings, click on New Listing. This will bring us to the new listing creation screen, and we'll go over some of the basics of this screen right now. The Add New Listing screen is made up of panels and tabs. For example, we have the Assign To panel, the Agent panel, we have the Basic Info panel, etc. These panels can be collapsed or they can be reopened, and then they can also be moved around. For example, I can move them within the same section they're in, or I can even move them within sections, between sections, like this. I can drag this here and drop it there for ease. I like to have this over here. Actually, I like to have this at the very top. This website does not use agents. There's only one agent on this website, so I don't need this panel. I'm not going to use tags, and I am not going to assign this listing to any particular agent. The featured image field, I like to have it further up because I will be using that, as you will see soon. Basic info is what we're going to use the most. And for example, developments we're not going to use. Listing features we will use, so I will bring this further up. And import options I'm not going to use, so I will collapse that. The system will remember the order and placement of my panels. So next time I try to add or edit a listing, the panels will look exactly like last time I set them up. We will start with the listing title. It is up to you whether you want to use the address of the listing as the title or you want to enter a more SEO friendly title. I will go in this case with option number 2, and I will call this Beautiful Home for Sale in East York, Toronto. Then I will go over to the listing description. Since I already have my description ready, I will bring over the description that I already have. You can also write your description directly into this field. If you are pasting it instead, I would recommend to right-click and paste as plain text. Then I can do any styling that I want within this description field. For example, if I wanted to highlight that and make it bold, I could do that. If I wanted to create a list of items, I can come over here and create a bulleted list and say item 1, item 2, item 3, etc. Once we're happy with our title and description, the next most important thing is the featured image for this listing. The featured image is the thumbnail that is going to be shown for this listing all across the website. I will go ahead and click over here where it says Set Featured Image, and I can just drag and drop into this window right here. So what I will do is I will go back to my folder where I have everything selected, and I will drag the first photo that I've selected for my listing. This will upload it to your website and it will upload it to the cloud. And once that's done, I can click on Set Featured Image, and that will show up here. You will notice that I have a status of draft here. I can at any point save this draft and leave this window and then come back and continue editing. Until I publish this listing, it won't be visible in the front end. Next, we will take a look at the basic info panel. This is where most of your listing specific information lives. Starting with listing price. In this case, my home is going to be 1,400,000. I will enter this price without separators. So I will not enter the dollar sign, I will not enter any commas or periods, etc. I will set the currency. In this case, this listing is being offered in Canadian dollars and the operation is for sale. There are different statuses here that you can familiarize yourself with. Sold date does not apply here. For year is related to this tax amount. In this case, I'm going to say tax amount was 4,200 for year 2025. It doesn't have any condo fees because it's a house, but here I would also enter a number without any separators. Next, on the next section, I can select whether this is a featured listing within my website. I will select that this is indeed a featured listing. If you have a featured listings block on your website, that will make this listing show in that block. If you have Listing Lighthouse Sync installed, you will see this button this toggle to make this shareable listing. If you want it to be shareable with other Listing Lighthouse users and show up in the directory, you could activate this toggle. If you're working with ProperStar, you can send this to ProperStar over here, and you can select whether this is a new construction or not here. I will not select any of those, and I will leave original D number empty as well, because that is mostly an internal field that populates when a listing is imported instead of it being added manually. Next, we have the number of bedrooms. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. There are no bathrooms. Bedroom commons, bathroom commons, and half bathroom commons are completely optional. I will go ahead and enter very spacious for my bedrooms. I will not enter a comment for the bathrooms, and there are no half bathrooms, so I will not enter a comment there. For garage, this will be a double detached garage, and I will add a comment to that with additional space, storage space. For basement, it will have a basement, and it will be a partial basement. I will not enter a basement type comment, although I could do that if I chose. Price highlight. This is a place where, for example, you would enter very attractive or recently reduced. I will go with the first one. For general highlight, I'm going to enter ideal for first time buyers. If you have an MLS number, you can enter it here. This house will have been built in 1994. And under year built comments, I'm going to enter renovated in 2021. The building style is going to be a 1.5 story. No comments on that. Construction level is going to be fully built. Property type is house. And the lot type is going to be a rectangle. Now we're getting into measurements. My unit of measurements is going to be square meters. Construction site is going to be, let's say, 400 square meters. You can add a comment for that as well. The lot legal size is going to be 600 square meters. Lot size is legal size is going to be the same as the lot size. In my case, it could be 30 by 30 meters in my case, and I will not enter any comments for those dimensions. Next, we will enter our listing location. Under basic info, we have a location tab. MLS area is completely optional and it's an internal field, so I'm not going to use it in this case. The most important field here is address, and you're about to see why. For example, this listing in particular, I am entering up an address that actually exists, but is completely unrelated to any active listings at this moment. It will be 175 Cosburn Avenue, East York, Ontario, Canada. It's right here. It auto completes from Google's database of addresses. So I will go ahead and I will click that, and the rest of the map and the location address will be completed automatically. Under city, I will select from my drop down of cities, and that is all we need for the listing location in this case. Listing photos are extremely important, so the next thing we'll do is create our listing photo gallery. I will go over to listing media and I will click on add media. I can add up to 50 photos per listing. In this case, I will select the photos that I want to add. I already added the featured image, so I will select the rest of my images and I will drag them over to my media library. The upload process may take a few minutes because all images are being resized to the correct size and uploaded to the cloud. With my images uploaded and selected, I will click down here on select, and my images will be displayed here. You will notice that when I hover over them, I can edit or remove them, and I can also click and drag to reposition them in any order that I want. If I need to add more files, I can always click on add media and continue to repeat this process until all my images are uploaded. If you have a YouTube video for this listing, you would paste the link here. Same thing with a Matterport ID in case you have a 360 tour, and Cloud Pano ID if you use that for your 360 tours. If you had any files to attach to this listing, you would do that here. Keep in mind that attached files are not publicly visible at this time. If you have an open house scheduled for this listing, you can click here on the open house tab and start adding your details. For example, let's say we have one on the 30th of August 2024, and it's going to be from 11 until 1 p.m. The type is going to be public. It could be broker internal, it could be office internal, or it could be public. If you wanted to display on your website, it should be public. And you have a field for an event link in case you have created this event on Facebook or Eventbrite or any other platform. If you have more than one open house, you can click the add more button to add more instances. So if we had another one on the 31st at the same time, we could do that here. Let's select the same times. Done, and this will also be public. Finally, we will take care of our listing features or amenities, and these are divided in categories as interior features, exterior finish, lot features, additional, etc. In my case, I will select some interior features, so for example, master downstairs, open floor plan, pantry, and let's say this got upgraded and it's a smart home and it has walk-in closets. Under exterior features, it has a greenhouse, an in-ground pool, and it has an outdoor grill. Under exterior finish, let's say this has fiber cement and masonite. Under lot features, it is gently sloped and it's partially landscaped, so on and so forth. If you don't see the option that you want here for any of these listing features, you can hover over here under listing features, go to any of the categories, and create new features if you want. Well done! Our listing is ready to be published. I will scroll all the way up to my publish block and I will click on publish. Before I do so, let me show you some other options we have here. We have a preview option, which I can click, and that will open in a new tab what my listing is going to look like. I can see that I have my main photo here, I have the rest of my gallery images, and I have all the information that I've entered, including my highlights, my city, my general highlight, my title, my open house dates, all the information that I entered, and my description, and all the features plus my map. I can close out of this preview anytime. I could also save this as a draft and not publish it and come back to it later. I can change the status from draft to pending review if I wanted to, for example, show it to my boss and make sure that they are okay with the way that it's going to be published. I could also set this to private or password protected. If it were private, you would be the only person who would be able to see it, and if it's password protected, it would ask for a password before you could see this listing. You also have, instead of publish immediately, you have the option to schedule publication. So you can choose any day and any time and have your listing automatically publish on that time. I will not do that in my case. I will go ahead and click on publish, and once I do, I will get here a post published, and I can click here and see my listing in the front end. Thank you for following along. If you have any questions, please reach out to our support staff.